Alright, so this is going to be my review of Doctor Who Series 8, Episode 9, Flatline. Yeah, we're getting close to the end. There's only 3 episodes left this series, not counting the Christmas special, so I guess, yeah, 4 if you count the Christmas special. But that's it's a little far off away, but anyway. So, this was a really good episode. This and Mummy in the Orient Express, Mummy on the Orient Express, were really good episodes. This was another one. I think I'd really like to see Jamie Matheson come back to do some more Doctor Who after 2 consecutively good episodes back to back. I think he did. I think that Jamie Matheson should come back. I really like his episodes, and I really like the kind of weird science fiction style of storytelling, as well as like how he does his monsters and whatnot. I really do like how he puts them together. But yeah, this episode deals with creatures from an alternate reality that are literally leaking into our universe. So the episode starts out with the Doctor and Clara discovering that something is causing the outside of the TARDIS to shrink. Yeah. Now, remember when I said the episode's title was called Flatline? I think it was they wanted to call it that because Honey, I Shrunk the TARDIS would have been a stupid name. But no, here's the thing. Something's wrong. Since the creatures are leaking into the TARDIS, leaking into our universe, excuse me, the outside of the TARDIS is feeling its effects, and while the inside of the TARDIS is the same, the TARDIS exterior is shrinking. Because remember, the TARDIS itself deals in a parallel other universe. It's like its own little pocket universe, and it's nearly endless. And in here, but meanwhile, the outside of the TARDIS exterior is feeling its effects, whereas the inside is feeling, yeah, we're good. But however, it does start to feel its effects because the energy, whatever is causing this is siphoning off power from the TARDIS. And in here, Clara is forced to be the Doctor. Now, this is pretty much a Doctor Light episode. I guess this is the closest you could say we've had a Doctor Light episode. A Doctor Light episode in this entire season so far. Although, then again, we haven't seen the rest of the episodes thus far. So, yeah, it's more or less Clara taking up the mantle of the Doctor in a sense, and using it and being the Doctor. And she learns really quickly that being the Doctor sucks. It really sucks when you have to. And I think this does a better way. I think this story did a lot better. I think this story did a lot better in telling Clara, being me sucks, than it did Kill the Moon. Because in Kill the Moon, the Doctor says, look, I can't interfere because of these reasons, and I have to leave the choice up to you. And that kind of left it open-ended because, hey, it was as Clara said, it's your moon too, and all that. In here, Clara finally understands what's it like to be the Doctor, because when she always said, oh, you're cold and unfeeling and all that, she finally understands why he does the things he does, because you have to live with all that, There are people who die in this episode, but the fact of the matter is, she has to live with that. She cannot save anyone. And that's where I was kind of liking with this Doctor, is that, and I've talked about this in the Geeky Gentleman reviews on Sid Part 2, and I've talked about this on there, is that Capaldi's Doctor is a very war-torn Doctor. He's a very worn-out Doctor, more or less. He is a very exhausted character, whereas you had Tennant, Tennant and Smith, they went through some major character changes, and they wanted to save as many people as they could. But with Capaldi, I think the Doctor is 2,000 years old. He has seen some major shit, and he's come to the realization, I can't save everyone, as it was stated in Mummy of the Orient Express, and we get a little expansion as to why that is. It's better, to save as many as you can, because again, this is a very just mentally and physically exhausted Doctor. He is so old now, and he cannot keep doing that. You almost get the sense that he can't keep doing this, but he has to. It's his job. So in here, when the TARDIS is shrunk to the size of like a little toy, and I literally think that was the prop they used, the Doctor is trapped within the TARDIS, where Clara and another guy named Rigsy, are forced to encounter the creatures. And these creatures are terrifying, I gotta say. These two-dimensional beings are from apparently they're from a universe where everything is two-dimensional, and they can't seem to understand the reason behind, the reason for 3 dimensions. So they're killing people and pulling them apart and using them and dissecting them. They want to come into our universe, but the Doctor says, look, there could be an explanation for this, saying that, maybe they're trying, maybe they don't understand they're hurting us, maybe they come in peace, but they're killing people by accident, maybe they just don't know any better. And in here, Clara encounters a few other characters, another one whose name I can't remember, but he was a total dick. The only supporting character you really care about in here is Rigsy. And the reason being, we don't really know why he's here, because he's doing community service for graffiti, more or less. And he's more or less he is a brilliant artist, but we don't get more than that. He's also pretty smart for his age. And Clara, and the other ones are on the run from these creatures that are, for lack of a better word, trying to kill them. And there's some really great images of these things, which are, I believe what the Doctor calls them later on, the Boneless. And the Boneless, when they finally realize how to use 3 dimensions, yeah, that's fucking terrifying, because they have like this weird 3D effect to them, that their skin is kind of partially melting off, they walk like zombies. Ugh. They can also make things 2-dimensional and 3-dimensional once again. So throughout the story, the Doctor's trying to guide Clara to, trying to save these people, and meanwhile, the TARDIS is losing more and more energy. It's losing more and more power. And the Doctor's starting to get a little scared because, hey, I'm going to die in the very thing I live in. This is going to be my tomb after all. And and there's also a funny moment where Clara accidentally drops the TARDIS and it falls onto a rail. The Doctor has to use his hand to scoop the TARDIS out of the way. And I just couldn't help but think of Thing from the Addams Family in that moment. I love that moment. And then the Doctor does this really doofy victory dance, like he accomplished something. Oh, that was great. But throughout the story, it's also cool how they managed to... It's also very interesting how they managed to trick the creatures. And you could say, oh, that was just dumb how they managed to trick the creatures at the end of the story, because what they do, the TARDIS loses so much power that it goes into what is known as a siege mode, which kind of looks like the cubes that the Time Lords use to communicate with one another, honestly. And it's gone into a power-saving mode, but Clara and Rigsy trick the creatures by Rigsy drawing a paper of a 2-dimensional door, and the creatures start using their powers to try to make it 3-dimensional, but they don't understand, oh yeah, we didn't make this. And they give all the energy to the TARDIS that they stole from him, from the TARDIS, and then the Doctor comes in and saves everybody at the end, which is actually kind of... That was the moment that solidified that Capaldi was my favorite Doctor, when he made that whole speech of saying, alright, I tried to be nice, I wanted so badly to be you guys just to be lost creatures. I wanted so badly to do that, but clearly you're here to invade the world, so guess what? I'm going to do my job, and yeah, I'm sending you all back, and most of you won't come back alive. But remember that this world is protected by the Doctor. In that moment, that was the moment where I was like, okay, Capaldi is officially my favorite Doctor. Dear Lord, he is such an amazing Doctor. But yeah, there's also another character we're introduced to, some engineer, not engineer, some conductor. Yeah, he's a subway conductor, and he just comes off weird when they literally borrow the train to attack the creatures, and he's like, I always wanted to ram something, and he just joins the group from then on. It's weird. But no, I really like this, because this deals with the whole Clara finally understanding, hey, and Clara shines in here. This is the moment, one of those moments, because the last few episodes, especially Kill the Moon and Listen were episodes I was like, dear Lord, I just hate you. I hate you so much. But in here, you feel bad for Clara because also understand why Clara finally understands why the Doctor does the things he does. And in that regard, I really did like that. I really did like that kind of story. But then at the end of the episode, we get Missy. Yeah, we get Missy once again, and she's watching everything on a tablet. I can't wait for iPhone 12. Because that's literally what we got here, iPhone 12. You can see into a reality. And she's watching and is like, Clara Oswald, I chose well. So I have no idea what the hell that means. That is so wow, I am really excited to see what happens next for, Doctor Who, because we've only got one episode left before the two-part finale, and we finally find out, what Missy is, and what the whole heaven thing is about as well. But in this episode, we have a lot of just a great horror-based episode. I thought it was a really cool one. Forest of the Night is going to be interesting because it looks like all of London has become a jungle, I guess, and all the animals are loose or something. I don't know, but I'm really curious about that. I'm also kind of disappointed because I thought that was going to have something to do with the Vashta Nerada again. Oh well. Oh well. Anyway, I am very intrigued to see, because again, it feels like they've only now started to bring back Missy again, because I feel like there are some episodes like The Caretaker and Kill the Moon, and a few others that are like, oh yeah, we have a plot to go through. We have a story involving this whole Missy character. Glad they're finally getting back to that, and again, I can't wait for the two-part finale of it explaining what exactly is this big endgame is. And why exactly Missy chose Clara to join the Doctor. So, all in all, I really like this episode. Again, another short review, but I didn't want to, make these too long, because I do know that, sometimes I kind of ramble. So I want to kind of shorten down on the episode reviews. But you guys tell me, what did you guys think of Flatline? Did you guys like it? Did you guys hate it? And, yeah,